Do you avoid going to the dentist because it's either a sensory nightmare, or you hate the pain, or maybe you have complex medical conditions that cause you to really have specific needs that make you recover for like 10 days afterwards because it's just so much? Well, I'm Nikki, and I'm an autistic woman living with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I just recently went to the dentist again, and I want to share some of the accommodation tools that I use and the things that I ask for to help make the dentist a better experience. Make it fun, let's not go that far, make it easier to get through and to continue to go back. Yes, let's get into it. So I think that there are at least three main reasons why someone that is autistic or neurodivergent or has complex medical health conditions, that they might avoid the dentist. Number one, I think pain is like the big one, okay? There are some things that you can do to make it a little less painful, but you have to know to ask for those things. So number one, if you do have to have some local anesthetic, that means a shot. One of the things that you can do is make sure to ask for that numbing jelly that they put on. They typically put that on first, but just in case they don't ask for it, and just say, I need a little bit there, just to help kind of transition into that process. Ask them to go really slowly when they're inserting that local anesthetic. If they just go in guns a-blazing and it's going straight into your system really fast, that's when it really hurts. So if they go slowly, it hurts a little bit less. If you're someone that has EDS like I do or jaw issues, maybe you have like TMJ, lockjaw, and having your mouth open for that period of time it's excruciating. There are a couple of things that you can do. The first thing is they've recently been using this suction thing that they stuff in your mouth. It's like this plastic thing that you have to like open really wide and they shove it in and it catches all the stuff so it doesn't go in the back of your throat. Some people can do that and they're like, I prefer that. I have a very, very sensitive gag reflex, and it was hitting on that gag reflex, and I was like, I can't do this. So they took it out, and I said, can I please use a bite block? I know my job when I do a bite block. My tongue stays in the little bite block and I breathe. Like, that's my job while I'm doing this, and it helps me stay focused. And the bite block is a lot easier for my jaw than having this big plastic thing that's getting into my gag reflex and making it a nightmare. So if you can't do the suction thing, make sure you ask for a bite block. You can also ask for different sizes of a bite block. So for example, yesterday when I had my dental appointment, I did not advocate properly for myself and I agreed to the adult bite block. And I knew when they put it in that my jaw was open too much. The only reason I got through it is because they gave me breaks and they took it out for me so that I could like relax my jaw and let it kind of calm down so it didn't lock. Had I done better, which is why I'm making this video, I would have said I do better with the child bite block. And when I do that, then I have less of that jaw pain and I can recover a little bit quicker after all the work. So you can ask for a bite block. If you can't do the suction thing, you might like the suction thing, but there are bite blocks available. Ask them for different options. Don't be afraid. You have to be your own advocate. The next big reason why I think people in general, whether you're neurodivergent or neurotypical, avoid the dentist is because of the sensory experience. There are drills whizzing and sounds and lights, and there's probably music playing really loudly. There's a lot going on in a dentist office, and it can be overwhelming. So, plus the scraping and the teeth and I hate it. It's not my favorite thing. One of the things that you can try is wearing noise reducing earplugs. They are these little squishy things. You can get them for $5 on Amazon. You can get like a little 3-pack, and they're noise reducing. They're not noise canceling. So you can still hear what's happening around you, but it mutes all the loud craziness and it just brings it all to one level so that you can just breathe. You can also wear headphones. You can put little earbuds in and listen to something that is enjoyable so that you're not as focused on what's happening and you can just keep the volume down. If you are just like your energy is, you've got to do something with your hands, your body. You just cannot sit still. Bring a little fidget with you. I love these ring ones, but there are so many other kinds of fidgets. You just have to figure out what works for you. But when I need to focus, having these rings is such a blessing to me. Again, you can get them anywhere, Amazon, anywhere. I got a gigantic bag of them. I mean, they've got them everywhere. They're literally falling all over my desk because I have so many of them and I love them. Grab something like that you can just, as you've got your hands down, you're sitting there, you've got something that you can do with your hands. It gives you a focus. So that will take your mind off some of the sensory stuff too. One thing that I don't like is that all the sunglasses, I feel like they're just like putting blocks on my face and they're always not fitting the bridge of my nose, and they drive me insane. So an idea that I had is bring your own glasses. I'm sure they would approve or pre-approve a certain kind, but then you could make sure they fit so you're not constantly fidgeting with your glass. So bring your own sunglasses if you feel like these are just going to be too much for you. It's just one more thing, right? That's the thing about sensory overload. It's not the one thing that is driving you nuts, although sometimes it can be. It's all the combination of things that is overwhelming the system. So if you could just take one thing out of the bucket, two things out of the bucket, that's fewer things that you need to be distracted by. Okay. And finally, the third thing that I think keeps people from the dentist, especially neurodivergent people, is shame. Maybe you haven't been to the dentist in a long time and you feel really ashamed of the status of your teeth in your mouth. Or maybe you don't like to floss. It's a sensory nightmare. Or you just haven't flossed in a while and you're just feeling all these different things. And you're like, I can't go. They're going to judge me. They're going to do all these things. Let's unpack that. My best advice is just be honest. And here's the thing. It's not that you're being honest for them, because they're going to open your mouth and they're going to see everything anyway. They're going to see things that you don't even know. So if you are honest with them and you have that honest conversation, it's kind of like this idea of confession, right? It's that getting it off your chest feeling, and just being honest and developing a relationship with your dentist or your all the dental providers that you're working with, maybe your hygienist, the ones that are cleaning your teeth. Just be honest. Listen, I'm really bad at this. I'm neurodivergent. I really struggle with, flossing, and I've had some really great ideas. Things like flossers. I learned that I do better with flossers. I need to keep them around. I keep them on my bedside table. I keep them in my stand. If I sometimes don't want to brush my teeth before I go to bed because I'm having a snack or something, I actually started keeping a little spit cup and a toothbrush and a toothpaste upstairs in my room, so that the nights that I just cannot bring myself to go downstairs, I can keep my habit of brushing my teeth. And maybe it's not a perfect system, but it is what keeps me consistent with my own goals. I don't do this to make my dentist happy or to, people please them. I do it because I remember what my mouth was like years ago and all the work that I've had to have done because of all my sensory issues and the shame and the pain and all the things that kept me from going to the dentist. And I don't want to go back there. I've worked hard to get here right now where I just go in for checkups. I just had a filling fixed. I didn't even have a cavity. I just had to have a filling fixed. So these are the things that I'm doing that I want to keep going, but I'm not going to let shame hold me back from the goals that I have. And oral health is so important. It is a gateway to the rest of your body. Remember, it is never too late to start a new habit. And I'm a big fan of that book, Atomic Habits, because they talk about stacking, habit stacking. So you start with one thing, and then once you've done that for a while, then you can add that other thing on. Like, for example, the toothbrushing at night. I could keep my toothbrush there. I brush my teeth at night and make sure that that's done. After I'm consistently doing that for 21 days or whatever it takes to create a habit for you, then I could add on the flosser or the floss, or there are different sizes of floss. Did you know that? Maybe the big thick one is too much for you, but they make little mini flosser ones now. And then I asked my dentist yesterday and he said, you can use any size floss as long as you're flossing in there. So I got permission. So you can figure out what works for you to make good oral health habits. I hope this was helpful. Go to the dentist.